Well, good afternoon, everybody. We thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this afternoon. Welcome to episode 99. One episode away, one more. 99 of our podcast. We're so glad that you are here with us. I am C. Carter. Joined beside me is Brandon, Cody. Our buddy Jacob is not going to be able to be here with us this evening, and our other buddy Jose is a little bit. It might be running a little bit late, or might not show up at all. But anyway, fellas, let's go ahead and get things started by saying that the World Series
Yes.
all set.
Yes, the World Series is set. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks, who hasn't been in that summit since 2001, going up against a team who's been there for the third time, and that is the Texas Rangers.
You know something? I just want to bring this up because your name tree brought this up last night. 2 seasons ago, the Arizona Diamondbacks lost 110 games. 2 seasons ago, the Texas Rangers lost 100 games. 2 years later, these two teams are playing in the World Series. Man, you gotta love it. I mean,
As chaotic, I'll say this, Carter, as chaotic as that sounds, how the hell do you script that?
Oh man, I tell you what, I said this on Discord, Brandon. I brought this up. I'll say it again. The baseball gods have been so grateful to us. We saw two thrilling Game 7s on back-to-back nights. Well, the ALCS Game 7 wasn't too thrilling. The Rangers just simply just walked into Houston, just basically had their way with the Astros.
Yeah, they just walked in, chose violence.
I mean, and as a result, they beat the Astros. I believe the final score of that game was 11-4. I'm pretty sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong.
I'll check that up.
I think.
No, wait. Monday. Yeah, 11-4.
You gotta give, and I think Garcia was the MVP of the ALCS.
Yes, Adolis Garcia.
So, and basically, and
you know what? Speaking of that, you got to give it to Adolis Garcia. I mean, Game 6, he had a golden sombrero, but at that fifth at bat, he's like, enough of this shit.
I mean, I just want to bring this up because I saw this before the game got started. You know how Fox does that pre-show?
Yeah.
That pre-game. And they were discussing about, and I know Cody brought this up on Discord, like as if the Texas Rangers have a theme. And their theme was from a band called Creed. And I said to myself, oh God, don't tell me they're going to do the same thing the NFL is doing to Taylor Swift. Milking it for all its worth. But but I digress. But it was a good game. I know that Eddie Lobo was smiling from ear to ear, seeing his Texas Rangers playing in the World Series.
I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. It's like,
I think that obviously, I just want to state that, Texas Rangers had a great season, first of all. I mean, who would have thought that they would beat Tampa Bay and then turn around and sweep the Baltimore Orioles out the door?
You need to think on this one, Carter. These these two are legit wild cards.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Rangers and the D-backs. Both were wild cards.
I think obviously you're absolutely right. That's how they got in. Because I'm pretty sure no one didn't expect the Arizona Diamondbacks to make it to this point. And the Diamondbacks, they had to beat Philly last night. Yikes! They pretty much silenced the bats. Um, because I remember Arizona came into Philadelphia Monday. They were down 3 games to 2. Their backs were against the wall. Rather than fold like a deck of cards, they stuck. And you really, 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 really gotta tip your hat towards them. You really gotta tip your hat at how this team basically performed. Um, you really gotta admit that this was a great, great run for the Arizona Diamondbacks, or
It was.
they,
It was.
you know,
It was.
they answered themselves the answer backs. Uh, this was a great run for them, and you gotta tip your hat. Game
Yeah.
is Friday night in Texas.
Oh yeah, in Arlington, Globe Life Field, and another thing to it. There's one person we should go ahead and go ahead and tip our caps for what was a hell of a run for him. That is to Dusty Baker.
Absolutely. Dusty Baker announced his retirement this afternoon, not too long ago on USA Today. Dusty Baker, great manager. You gotta give him credit for that.
Oh
He with the San Francisco Giants, the Cincinnati Reds, the Chicago Cubs, the Washington Nationals. Uh, and the way how he did with the Houston Astros, that's saying something. Led into the World Series last year, pretty much, cleaning whatever reputation this team had, of years past of being labeled cheaters.
yeah,
So,
that's it. Dusty Baker. Yeah, and this was Dusty. And catch me if I'm wrong. Is this Dusty Baker's first World Series victory?
last year was his first World Series victory. It was.
Hey, time is his. Time is his.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, tune in Friday. I'm really, really hoping that this series goes 7 games. I hope this goes to distance. I really, really do. I really do hope this goes to distance. Uh, one
Okay.
thing, one
If that
thing, one
happens,
thing,
he's gonna have
one
a heart
thing.
attack.
As I say, one thing we could say is that we don't have to worry about Mother Nature because both stadiums are retractable roof. So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about Mother Nature here.
I'm back. Need to take a second break. Need to take a drink break. So I kept hearing, the stuff. So okay. So who we got? Who we got on Friday for Game 1?
We got Zach Gallen and Nathan Eovaldi starting off.
I meant
First game of the World Series.
Oh, I meant picks, not players.
He just named the pitchers. We got the Diamondbacks and the Rangers, Cody.
Yeah, last night was something.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams are coming into this. One hasn't won a World Series in 22 years. The other, 3 times, but never.
That's
never
they appeared. The Rangers appeared 3 times. They haven't won anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is their third appearance. They appeared twice.
This is a battle of one team that's coming back for after 22 years, while the other is an underdog team who's been denied 3 times.
Well,
twice.
Well, yeah. This is their third appearance. They were denied twice. One by San Francisco. The other by the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So and plus, those two have fought previously in earlier in the year. which did not go well for the Diamondbacks.
But I think that obviously, that's the regular season. This is the World Series we're talking about,
Who
and
said
chances
and
are,
and who says and who's I mean and the thing is, who says that lightning doesn't strike twice on that? Because if you know you can do well against that team in the regular season, and as you just said, this is the World Series, so we'll just see how this goes.
absolutely. But
Plus, we do gotta send our condolences to the two teams that were up short. And plus, do you have a video out? Because I put out, I think, 3 Steve videos, and one wasn't. One's not a student section or an section. It is about, ladies and gentlemen, the other Texas team that came short.
we'll
Oh,
get
stop!
to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Give us time, Cody. We'll get to it. But overall, though, this is gonna be a great World Series. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
No
Yeah,
need for us to
South.
keep dwelling on it, but we're just gonna say,
All I can say about this World Series is going to be a southwestern slugfest.
mm-hmm. Yeah, we got two teams that's gonna battle it out over near the border. So this is gonna be very interesting. Let's go ahead and shift gears because last night the NBA season got underway.
Yes, it did.
Go ahead, Cody.
Do you hear in the bar? I hear who's your daddy?
Oh no!
I heard that, and I was just laughing my ass off.
You might
The
want
Denver
to.
Nuggets made the Lakers their bitch.
Oh,
Oh my
Yes,
god!
Carter. Yes, they chanted "Who's your daddy" in the Denver Nuggets Lakers game to the Lakers.
Wow. Oh man.
That
Plus-
is fucked up.
No,
That is
that's
fucked up.
Hey, it's L. What was it? Where was this playing at? Denver or LA?
Yeah, they was at the ball arena.
Denver's having a cakewalk this week because, of course, what happened in the NFL and, here.
All I can say on this one, the Nuggets. This may be just the opening game. This may be just the opener here. But from the way the Nuggets play, they haven't missed a beat.
And plus, their championship ceremony was so fucking cool.
Oh, you saw
You're
that?
talking about the rings, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the rain in a 3D. Ever on Twitter, I retweet. I keep retweeting that good stuff. They showed the full presentation of the players and Djokovic, aka the Joker.
It's Jokic.
Jokic.
Carter, right in. Okay. You were gonna say, you were gonna do this when I mess up someone's name.
Just get the pronunciations right.
Go ahead, continue what you were saying, Cody.
I enjoyed it, but it was funny to see the Lakers missing their steps.
No.
It's not that to me. I don't think it's that per se. It's more so Nuggets not missing their step because from the stat line, as far as I know, Jokic he started off where he left off with a triple double.
I just think that honestly, it was a great game. Tip your hat out to the Nuggets. They brought their A game, like as if they didn't miss a beat. And they just continued their dominance. Something tells me this team, they will send the message to the NBA: beware, we're trying to make a dynasty in this town. So,
And then there's the second game that took place not at 9 o'clock, but at fucking 10 o'clock.
well, that's because California's out there in the Pacific time zone. It was the Suns and the Warriors over at the Chase Center in San Fran.
Yeah, and Phoenix took that one 108-104. That was
You could say You could say in
Suns
both
edged them out.
NBA and MLB. It was a good night for the Phoenix.
That's one way of putting it. Basically it was a showdown between Devin Booker and Steph Curry.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was.
because Steph Curry had 27 points and Devin Booker he had 32 points, so that's saying something.
Looks like we are a bit short in the bar. Jacob's not here because he has to work with the house. What the hell is Jose? We need our guy.
He said he'll be late.
Yeah.
Shit.
hmm But I think that we'll be all right. I think that it was a great night for the first games of the NBA season. The 2023-24 season
Right.
is underway, and let's go ahead
Yep.
and shift to tonight.
Yep.
Tonight we Tonight, well,
Yes.
it's not going to get any easier because starting at 7 at Madison Square Garden, the Knicks are going to be playing host to their Atlantic Coast rival, Boston.
And then
Hold on for a second, Cody. I think that that's gonna be a great game. I want to see how good Boston is this time. They basically remember in the last year's Eastern Conference Finals, they
yeah.
came back from 3-0 against Miami, and then they had a big lead in Game 7. Everyone thought that the series was over
Yeah,
until
but
Jason
Miami
Tatum
just
got
shut
hurt.
the door on them. Like,
hmm
yeah, then Miami just shut the door on them. Like, oh, you thought you were going to go reverse sweeping us? Ha ha ha! Psych!
Yeah, just that thing was just over. It's gonna be very interesting to see how
Yeah,
Jason Tatum.
but here's another thing too. Here's another thing too. This is also a
Well,
homecoming for the former draftee of the Knicks. Yeah, and I'm talking about Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh yes, that's right. Because remember he used to play for the Knicks before he was traded. That's really something to consider. Go ahead, what you gonna say, Cody?
and then in a home game tonight for the first time, the Pacers go up against the Washington Wizards.
Well, let's see, Cody. You saw the Pacers play during the preseason.
Yeah,
What is
it
your
was.
expectation?
It's either gonna be good or it could go downright disastrous.
And
Kind of like the Colts.
Fuck you.
Just saying. Just
Well, I'm
saying.
talking about that in the NFL
yeah,
portion.
yeah. I'm just saying.
it's funny how he brought up the Pacers because I've been hearing that the Fieldhouse are opening up the doors for the All-Star game this year.
Ah, yes.
Now, I thought because Brandon brought this up last episode that the NBA All Star Game is coming to Indianapolis. Now, I thought that they was going to do it at Lucas Oil Stadium.
No.
Nope, they couldn't because it doesn't match football but basketball.
Well, they do play basketball at Lucas Oil Stadium, but I do see a point.
Only if it's like, the college basketball, the Final
Yeah.
Four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here's the crazy part. Indianapolis last time hosting the All-Star game. You got to go back to the days of Jordan. I'm talking 1985.
Ah, yes, at the Hoosier Dome.
Yes.
Well, or if you want to say the Conseco Fieldhouse.
No. The actual Hoosier Dome, RCA Dome.
Rest in peace to that one. I got demolished in 08.
Well, I think that's something to consider. But here's hoping things go well for Indy. Let's continue on with the games tonight. We also have coming up later on this Saturday, coming up in about an hour. We got the Pistons and the Heat. They're gonna do battle in Miami. I can't pronounce the
I
name of
can
the new
guarantee.
arena,
I
so
can
don't ask me.
guarantee you that the Pistons is gonna be the unworthy victim, and just how pissed off the Heat are.
Speaking of
'Cause-
teams that got fucked over, it's the Boston Celtics and the Knicks.
I just brought that up from the beginning. Hello, ears, fix them.
I'm looking at the schedule, okay, on Google. Fuck off.
Yeah, here's the thing, and it's gonna be a very good game between back to what I was saying before. It's gonna be a good game between the Pistons and the Heat. Jimmy Butler. I wonder. Does he still have that hairdo from that makes
If
him
he
look like a Karen?
if
He
he
might
does, we're
put
gonna
it. He
put it.
might
If
put
he
it into like some cornrows or something.
no, not look like a carrot. People called him emo.
Emo. Mm.
But in any case, I'm betting you that Jimmy Butler, he's gonna show it through his he's gonna show it through his game that he's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also,
then
we got coming up in Memphis at the FedEx Forum. We got the Pelicans and the Grizzlies. They're gonna do
This is
battle.
gonna be a test, right? This is gonna be a test right here because we know John Morant is suspended.
Yeah.
So the question would that be is, what kind of a record would they get once John Morant returns?
Yes, I do. That's a good question. What shape would this team get in after? What shape would this team be in after 25 games? Will the Grizzlies be above 500 after 25 games, or would they be so far back in the hole? It'd be what's the point? And this is where everyone else needs to step up. I'm looking at you, Derrick Rose. I'm looking at you, Bench. You already lost the center for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
I'm looking for
and
everybody else to step up.
Stephen Adams is that center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
I said you already
then
lost the center for the rest of the season, so everyone else better step up.
So let's
And
see where
this is
that
saying,
goes here.
hold on, this is also for the Pelicans. Zion Williamson, time is now for you to step up, buddy. Time for
And
you to earn your
then-
paycheck.
coming up at 6 at the Amway Center. It's the Magic and the Rockets.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure. I don't know whether or not if anybody was going. No, if anybody is going to care about that game. Nothing sticks out saying, "Come watch us." I'm not too sure if anyone would care to watch. I'm not too sure. I don't follow either team, so I have no clue whatsoever. So anyone who's watching along on our podcast, if you don't like it, please don't sue me. Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, coming up at 7:30 at the Barclays Center, Brooklyn Nets is going to open up their season going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay, I got a question. Will the Will Ben Simmons please stand up?
Oh, jeez.
Man,
And that's
we got a problem here.
I think that's a key question because it's time for Ben Simmons to step up here for the
well,
for the
it's
Brooklyn
not
Nets.
well that yeah, but at the same time, this to me it's like, what kind of Brooklyn Nets are we even going to be seeing here? You know,
Mm-hmm.
because we know that Brooklyn, they can't push themselves into the playoffs at the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
But my only problem is, who would you rely on if Ben Simmons couldn't do it?
That's a good question. And also keep this in mind. This is a completely different Brooklyn team from when they had Kyrie Irving last season.
And that's another thing too, because ever since Brooklyn traded away both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving,
Mm-hmm.
before they traded away James Harden, I'm just over here like, they're really doing this type of crap that the 2013 New York Knicks is doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Mm.
Do you want to be in the post? Do you want to be in the playoffs, or do you want to tank? Choose one.
Let's go ahead and mosey on. We got up in Canada, we got the Timberwolves and the Raptors. They're doing battle.
Now this is gonna be one of those games. It's like, for the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
You got two guys on your squad,
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, Big Cat. And I know you don't want to push your chips on those two, but can you get some people around them for not only those two to be better, but make the rest of the roster better, like your bench.
Mm-hmm.
That
Um,
that's the only concern.
yeah. Let me bring this up before we continue on. I just saw this on our Discord. Looks like the NBA is going back to the East West format for the All Star game. So just want to bring that up.
Well, that's good. Well, that's
Hmm.
good because it
Yeah.
should have been stayed that way instead of having, the the respective captains to draft them all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's really something to consider. All right. We also got in Chicago, we got the Thunder and the Bulls. They're gonna do battle.
Now, this is where I'm gonna have to say this. Can the Bulls finally get their heads out of their asses?
Yes.
Because they were hyped to be they were hyped to be the playoff team, but they wanted to go further. My question is, will they do it? Will they get further the moment they step back into the playoffs?
Hold on for a second. Let
Probably.
me go ahead. Hold on, gotta bring another person in. Come on in,
Okay.
Pedro.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's going on here?
Pedro,
Pedro, come on
Jose is a
in.
little bit
NBA
of
talk
weight.
here, Pedro.
Huh?
Jose has a little bit of weight, so
No, you're
yeah,
good.
you're stuck with us.
Hey, no, you're good, bro. What the hell's happening in sport, like baseball?
Well,
Oh, let's just say we got some chaos.
Chaos. Adolis Garcia had himself a fucking life game.
oh man.
Yeah. And what do you need to say about the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Corbin Carroll, Rookie of the Year. Enough said.
Ah!
Yep, it's gonna be a very good series. Once again, bring this up again. World Series starts Friday.
Friday
In
night.
Texas. Game one's gonna be on Fox.
Yep.
So it should be very interesting. All right, now we was discussing about the NBA.
Mm.
And
I
first
feel
of all, let me
I
ask you
feel
this question,
bad.
Pedro, because I'm pretty sure you have to be impressed at how the Denver Nuggets played last night.
We could. I'm happy. I'm happy. Very good first game from the duo again.
And I
But
think
normally every day from them, those two go in the office and pretty much perform. At
I
the
can-
highest
Carter,
levels.
I got something. I got news. Next week on the podcast, we're gonna have Hit join us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! As I was saying, you got to admit, Pedro, even though it's just the first game for the Nuggets, you can obviously see they just haven't missed a beat.
They're one of the best coach teams in the
Oh,
NBA.
hey guys, look, Jose's
Not
here.
much.
He's in the chat. Brandon shaved. Walton wouldn't be happy.
Well, kiss my ass for all I know.
But no, like this is to be truthful, honestly. Like
It's a
if you're
joke in
talking
the old
about
Discord
coaching
server.
jobs in the NBA, like Denver is one of the better teams for
Mhm.
coaching.
Let me go ahead and get through with the games in which we have tonight.
Yeah.
We got coming up later on. We got the Kings and the Jazz. They're gonna do battle at the Delta Center.
Now, the Jazz. This is where I'm surprised with them because the moment they went on a rebuild after giving away Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, they nearly got a spot in the playoffs.
That team's rebuild will be very short. It will be very short, and it will be built around Walker Kessler.
I think that
kid's got something in him that I feel like many people will underestimate. He can easily become a defensive player of the year candidate this year.
Mm-hmm. I think also to consider about Utah, this team is talented. I mean, just because they traded away Donovan Mitchell, everyone thought
and
that
and Go
Utah was,
Bay
yeah,
and Go Bay.
Bill Bear.
yeah, they thought that the Jazz were going to fall off the side of the earth, but they were in the thick of it until the very end of the season. So should be
They're
very
well
interested to see
run.
how they do.
They're very well run.
Also, let's bring this up about the Kings and the run they had last season. They
Oh
went,
my
they won the
God!
Pacific Division only
The,
to lose to the defending champions, the Warriors, in
Fine.
7 games. So
will
that's
you?
saying something.
My
Now,
question is, will it? Is it repeatable?
that's a good question because the talent's there, you know. But I don't think anybody's gonna be sleeping on them this time.
Oh,
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't.
Mm-mm. So
Speaking of the like they won that division. Speaking of another team in that Pacific division, I don't think we have you talked about the Phoenix Golden State game.
we have.
hmm
So what's your guys' thoughts on it? Because I look at it and it's pretty much what was all of it what happened most of last year, and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker trying to just make sure their team doesn't die while they sit on the bench.
but I think
Yeah.
also something to consider. The way how I saw it, it was a shootout between Devin Booker and Stephon Curry.
Yeah,
That's basically what it came down to. And the Suns, they did a great job. They won that game last night. It was a
That's
nail biter.
years.
And I think the final score was 108 to 104.
It is.
So it was a nail biter. But you gotta give the Suns credit. They stepped up to the plate. They came to play. They won last night. Great way to start the season. And let's see if they can
absolutely.
keep it up. Now, let me proceed on. We got the Mavericks and the Spurs tonight. The number one overall draft pick makes his debut.
Wemby, Wemby
Victor
time.
Wembanyama.
I really do fear for an upset here because Wemby is going to have free reign on the centers of the Dallas Mavericks.
hmm
Now, and here's where I had to pose the question as far as the Mavericks is concerned. How in the hell are they going to get to the playoffs now, knowing that they got Kyrie Irving?
Yeah,
As you
it's
saw last year, when they got him before the deadline, they fall. They just collapsed.
they collapsed because they threw away all their depth for that trade, trying to make
hmm
people happy.
They threw away because they couldn't find anyone to exterminate the snake.
Eh. Realistically, though, like that trade was much worse for them because they got rid of all their depth. Like
hmm
it realistically started with Brunson's departure and him going to New York. Speaking of which, I believe they played Boston tonight.
Yes,
hmm
at the Garden.
I think that will be a very close game. I actually do think this is
And
going
there's
to be
something
one of
you
the
got to keep
better
in mind
games.
about that game, Pedro. It's also the homecoming of Kristaps Porzingis.
It is.
So that's something to consider. And
Uh,
closing out the game, we got the Trailblazers and the Clippers tonight.
Now
Portland is
this,
the hold
now
on.
well, the
that game, I'm concerned.
Um, we may have NFL breaking news.
what happened?
Save it.
Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly. Go ahead,
Save it.
Brandon.
Now, I'm concerned about the Trailblazers right now. You gave away Damian Lillard in a 3-team trade with not just Milwaukee, but with Phoenix as well.
hmm
hmm
Where are you now?
Rebuilding.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
this is
This
a
team
rebuild.
is
I know
easily in a
I know
rebuild.
they're rebuilding, but
Like they have a player they can, so quote unquote build around in Fernie
hmm
Simons. So it could be a very short one depending on how Simons develops.
That's a
But
good point. But I think that this team is rebuilding. Even if they're kicking and screaming, they're rebuilding.
yeah,
Um,
my
just
my my personal potential game of the night is actually one that may seem may go a bit under the radar, but I think it's Brooklyn Cleveland
Mm-hmm.
in about an hour. Both of those teams, they are really, really good sleeper picks in the East. Even though we
Yeah.
know the East is probably gonna get won by the that duo of Dame and Giannis in Milwaukee. Like high chance that's the duo that pretty much just takes over the conference for the next 2 to 3 years before they age out. I think
Mm-hmm.
those two are way better talent wise than most other duos in the conference, and it's not even close. Like the only duo I think that is better than that is Jokic Murray.
Now, here's my. Now, I just said something about this as far as that game is concerned between the Cavs and the Nets. Now, the concern I got is with the Nets. It's like
For
Ben
me,
number one, Ben Simmons. Like
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he,
obviously.
he says he's 100%, but is he really though? That would just have to see. And number two, they made it to the playoffs last year.
That was mostly off the back of their supposed big three. Mikal Bridges did show out really, really like a ton at the end of that last season.
Yeah, he really did. Now,
But
but
it's
the biggest concern I got about it was who who are you willing to trust if Brooklyn pushes to the postseason again?
my idea is, wouldn't it be Mikal?
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy's gonna only get better and better as time moves forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see him easily becoming their number one option
Mm.
pretty quickly as well. But that's my thoughts on that matter in Brooklyn. Like it could be either Cam Thomas, it could be Mikhail, it could be hell. It could be anyone on that team. It's again a very young team. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
that 2018-19 team led by D'Angelo Russell, surprisingly. And I don't know how the hell they got from the D'Angelo teams to this try at a big three back to a D'Angelo Russell type team. Like it's weird with them. It's just weird.
It didn't make sense. It's like do they want to try and win the chip or do they want to tank? It's like choose one. Don't go with one side then switch to the other mid-season. Like
Mm-hmm. Well, let me jump in and let's go ahead and shift focus. We'll go hit the NHL a little bit,
Oh,
and I say a little bit because there's only one game tonight. We got the uh,
yeah.
we got the Capitals and the Devils. They're gonna do battle about an hour from now, and that game is gonna be on TNT.
Yeah, and speaking of the NHL, I mean, what is? I mean, come on, this early? Do you expect this kind of start from both the Devils and the Rangers so far?
You gotta look at him and just say, "Hey, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that the Devils are picking up from where they left off." But I tell you, a couple of teams I'm really really impressed with. Um, Boston. Boston, they are 6-0.
Pedro left.
Uh, uh, Boston is 6-0. Also, you gotta look at the way how
Pedro left.
I know
You
I see
got
him.
it.
And hold on.
Mid-Park.
There we go. Now I'm impressed that Boston is 6-0. I'm impressed that Colorado is 6-0. But I'm really impressed that the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Golden Knights, are 7-0.
Aren't these all like incredibly well built teams and have been solid the
Hmm.
past like half decade?
Absolutely. And also you have to consider, you got to look at, as Brandon brought up, the Metropolitans is going to be a dogfight because
As it is
The
as it is
Rangers and
almost
the
every year.
Devils are up to both teams are up to a hot start. So you gotta tip your hat out to them. The Red Wings are up to a hot start as well. All these things start up to a hot start, but it should be very interesting to see how they're going to play as the season progresses on. It should be very, very, very interesting indeed. And just want to point that out. So it was a great start for all these teams. All right, then. We're gonna go ahead and shift gears. Like we said, there's not much to talk about the NHL. There was only one game tonight. But let's go ahead and let me go ahead and shift the focus to me because you know what time it's for. It's time for us to head to the student section.
They do this every year.
You call that an ink defense?
This match has those bowling shoe tendencies. It's somewhat ugly.
Oh, sure. Now you come around.
What? How come you're not dead yet?
Probably because I learned the death block. It worked pretty good for a first try. Either that or your death punch totally blows.
That was a close one.
I truly believe that Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart.
Yep, it's a good day to be a Longhorn, I tell you what.
Touché, pussycat.
I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
Oh, what an appallingly ironic outcome. It's not ironic, it's just coincidental.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
Port Springfield, we surrender unconditionally.
We're sick. We need leeches and hacksaws to saw off our gangrenous limbs.
But the Springfield Brigade was too brave to accept the surrender.
Come on, boys. Those white flags are no match for our muskets.
Charge! And the Springfielders heroically slaughtered their enemies as they prayed for mercy.
That's right. You're a big fat phony.
Piece of cake.
What?
The fuck?
Okay, I can see the explanation for like the line stuff because it's every fucking year with the Penn State. Whenever they play OSU, it seems that everything in their brain just seems to die.
I just want to point this out. First of all, I asked this question. I asked this question last week. I said that game between Penn State and Ohio State that should have been at prime time. Instead, NBC treated us to a primetime game, the Motor City Showdown between Michigan and Michigan State, and needless to say, that game was not pretty.
Not at all. And the only thing that gets me a little bit is that NCAA was investigating some sign stealing from Michigan, and that I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I'm just leaves you a little bit speechless. So overall, though, very interesting week. The top 10. Well, let's put it this way: top 6 teams by themselves are undefeated. Yeah. Georgia's number 1, Michigan's number 2, Ohio State's number 3, Florida State is number 4, Washington is number 5, and Oklahoma is number 6. Then we got Texas at number 7, Oregon at number 8, Alabama at number 9, Penn State at number 10. So that's our top 10.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, speaking of that, Penn State's next opponent, it's going to be them Hoosiers.
I know Cody. I wasn't even. What I was going to ask is that I know the team you root for is Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish.
Yes.
You know, yeah, I'm pretty sure. But do you have any sympathy for your Hoosiers?
Yes.
Okay, that's my question. I can go ahead and mosey on. Florida State, the number 4 team in the country, is play against Wake Forest
But
on
okay,
Saturday.
I'm gonna say this very with a grain of salt. That is a very, very big. They should win that game.
Mm-hmm. We also have Oregon. They're gonna play against. Excuse me, not Oregon. Oklahoma. Excuse me, Oklahoma. They're gonna play against Kansas. That game's gonna be on Fox, so that's gonna be interesting.
Here's another good one for you guys. The Louisville Cardinals, who are 18 rank, is going to be playing host to the 20 rank Duke Blue Devils.
Now, the number 1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, are gonna play against Florida in the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah, they're facing the Gators at the Swamp.
It's not gonna be at the Swamp. It's gonna be in Jacksonville.
Oh, they're going. They're going.
That makes it even worse.
Oh, they're all gonna go.
They always have the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville. Every time these 2 teams do battle.
Well,
So
well then, so
let's
they're
say
just
something.
they're gonna have a grand old time, won't they?
Yeah. Also, BYU's gonna play against Texas. Should be interesting. Oregon is gonna play against Utah.
Yeah, 8 rank against the 13 rank.
Also,
And funny you brought up Notre Dame, because they are the 14th rank and they're playing against Pittsburgh.
So that's going to be very, very interesting. It could be a good game to look at. Also, as I'm strolling down the schedule for top 25, we also got number 5, Washington, going to play against Stanford on Saturday.
Yeah. And Tulane, 22nd ranked Tulane, is going to play against Rice.
We got number 19, Air Force, going to play against Colorado State. We got number 21, Tennessee, going to play against Kentucky.
Yeah, that's going to get interesting.
Yeah, before I forget, we got 23 UCLA. They're going to play against Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes Saturday.
Here's my question for you: can Colorado get back to where they were? Because past 3 games they started off kind of slow to a degree.
I think also another thing to consider is that they still gotta be kicking themselves at the way how they lost to Stanford last Friday. So I'm pretty sure they're still kicking themselves.
And speaking of Stanford, they're facing off against the 5 ranked Washington, I think, as you brought up.
We also got number 3 Ohio State will play against Wisconsin.
Yeah. And in case I forget, the USC Trojans, who got dropped to the 24, is about to play against the California Golden Bears.
So that's gonna be very interesting. We got number 17 North Carolina's gonna play against Georgia Tech.
Yellow Jackets, will they sting?
And we got number 25 James Madison.
Wait, you're not capping on that, right?
Nope, we're not.
Number 25 James Madison is going to play against Old Dominion. Now, here's the thing about James Madison. I don't think they're eligible to make the bowl game this year because they're still making the move from FCS to FBS. But hey, I mean, they got ranked, so that's interesting. That's good. Very interesting. very interesting thing to consider.
Yeah,
All
no,
right, then we're gonna go ahead and put the college football behind us and bring on the main event. What you all come to see.
yeah,
What
here we go.
a week in the NFL it was. And
Oh,
hold on, RT. I answer that question for you in a minute. Cody, before I play the video, I know you want to get something off your chest, so fire away.
So this got announced like an hour ago. So Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol, and Sam Darnold will make his first start of the season.
Interesting. All right, RC, to answer your question, Northern Illinois, they're playing against Central Michigan on Halloween. Just to bring that up, they're playing Central Michigan on Halloween. We don't talk about the MAC that much, because they don't have any teams in the top 25. So, except our apologies. Now, with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and with that in mind, give me a second.
I think Jamal was here as well.
He was.
He was. Sanchez, he'll be back shortly. But let me go ahead and shift the spotlight to me. Thank you, because it's time for us to take a trip to the NFL.
Let's fucking go! Look out! Get out here! Good God! I am the table!
Oh, I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite operational when your friends arrive.
Ow! Ow!
What is that on your head?
It's a mustache, Lois. What, you never seen a mustache before?
Lois, would you mind calling the police or something?
Quiet, mustache!
The hell is that thing?
It appears to be the mothership.
Then what did we just blow up?
The Hubble telescope.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
What the hell was that?
That was easy.
Dealer has rock. Pay paper.
That was a close one.
No! Not good! No! Not good!
The Steelers are going to the goddamn Super Bowl! All of these miracles don't pop up without divine intervention! This is a team of destiny!
No fair! You change the outcome by measuring it.
No, it's not really. That's the way we wash our hands. La, 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 la.
They do this every year.
I'm pretty and I'm rich and I'm in love. Me, Taylor. I've met the guy that I've been dreaming of. Me, Taylor.
So after the Raiders game, I put out a video that said the Packers were bad. Turns out we might be very bad.
And it can't get any fucking worse for any of us, because now that the Broncos won, we got no shot to get our man Caleb Williams or Drake May or Michael Penix, because 3 fucking teams pick ahead of us now.
San Francisco. Ah, San Francisco!
You like that? You like that?
Can I bring this up? Can I just bring this up of about how they one person brought up the 2024 NFL draft order?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, so far this season, your 2023 to 2024 Tank Bowl leader is the Carolina Panthers.
Oppression Unbound, because they actually have decent players. Like, Bryce Young is going to die behind that offensive line, and it's not even funny.
Well, let me first of all bring this up, because, man, I wish Jamal was on here so that we could give him some time to glow at the way how never mind.
Can I say something
I
for
ask and I
starters?
shall receive.
Can I say something? Here's something that was actually admitted. The NFL admitted they messed up on the call at the end of the Browns-Colts game.
Okay.
So they're admitting they fucked up.
Time out.
Isn't it like one of the most obvious calls you can make?
Hold on, Pedro. Time out for a second. Now, Cody, I know that we said this Sunday, and it's worth repeating. You know, yes, the Colts they did get screwed by the referees, but
we got fucked over by our own ref ball.
You can't say anything because not too long ago you cheated. You cheated. The referee screwed Baltimore to give Indy the win. So you can't say anything.
Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye.
Yeah, karma's a bitch, ain't it?
Fuck you, Brandon.
Even though that second call should have.
We talking about that now?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy. Because where was that energy when the Ravens got screwed over? Now, granted, some of that was still our fault because we fucked up. But where is that same fucking energy the week that we lost? Where was that energy, Cody? Please answer the fucking question. Answer the question. I don't want to hear nothing but the answer from your lips in the next 5 seconds.
We got fucked over by our own ref ball.
Bitch, that wasn't the answer to my fucking question. Where's the answer to my question, Cody? Oh, you don't have an answer. Didn't fucking think so.
I think Cody's silence speaks a whole lot of volumes.
And now you got fucked over thanks to ref ball on another AFC North team. Congratulations. Welcome to the cycle of every team takes advantage of a referee's god-awful calls. This is nothing new. The Kansas City Chiefs are the third most penalized team in the NFL. So we can't even use them as an example either.
Like I said, karma's a bitch.
Everyone gets affected by referees making dumbass calls. This is nothing new. The Chiefs won a Super Bowl off a referee making a dumb call.
Yeah.
The Patriots dynasty started because of a bad referee call.
Yep. Snowball.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has literally benefited from a bad referee call at some point in their fandom. You might as well get used to it.
Yeah, that is true. I think I said this to someone directly. I think I said this like it sucks that the Zebras decide more things in the NFL than the actual players do.
I just think that honestly, based on what we saw, because let's face it, this has not been a good season for the referees at all. So I'm pretty sure I can't wait to hear Roger Goodell when he does his press conference before a Super Bowl saying our referees are doing a very good job. So I'll be looking forward to hearing him saying that this coming Super Bowl.
And now I would like to throw all of this bullshit aside for 1 second. And I'm going to go on here and I'm going to suck my own dick as arrogantly as possible. And by that I mean, hey Lions, fuck you. You thought you were hot shit, and then you ran into a team that suddenly figured it out for 1 fucking week. Congratulations. The NFC is a fucking trash bag.
And also, the Lions have lost Marvel Jones.
Well, first of all,
you mean a guy that's not even relevant to that offense? I mean, I hate to be that guy, but he's not. Look at who they have.
I wonder who's currently in the lead for the injury bowl. I really wonder.
Freaking Marvin Jones Jr. is hurt. Oh, they're missing him. But they still have fucking St. Brown, fucking Jamison Williams, who they just got back, goddamn, who's their fucking tight end? Sam Laporta, who's been going off like fucking crazy. Call me crazy, but I don't think they're missing Marvin Jones Jr.
And
Now,
then the
It's fucked up.
Saints.
It's fucked up that I'm saying that. Don't get it twisted, but it's not wrong.
And then Jacob's Saints had problems because Chris Olm got arrested.
And he tried to pull a, I'm an NFL wide receiver.
And
bitch, you ran over the speed limit. Who gives a fuck if you're a wide receiver?
It's going over 70 on a 35-mile-per-hour zone.
Well,
you dumbass motherfucker. Haven't you seen other wide receivers get literally the same level of punishment for doing the same fucking shit? You dumb fuck. How about you get an Uber, you stupid ass NFL players?
Like,
Can y'all be smart for one actual minute and not waste your brain cells?
Some
Jesus
athletes,
Christ.
mostly NFL players, sometimes just straight up think the law doesn't apply to them, and you just think like wow, how ignorant can you be?
Then I got Garak Weavile over here being like, I'm surprised the cops ain't beat him up. I'm surprised you ain't called. And I looked at Weavile and I'm like, I'm surprised you ain't called Chris Olave a tool of white supremacy. Relax. Relax. Sit down. It is all right to let the cops be the cops. This is one of those situations where I'm going to leave the cops alone. Mm-hmm. They're doing their job.
Now,
relax.
Let me go ahead and bring up another thing that happened last week. First of all, we saw dumb decisions by Josh McDaniel and Brandon Staley. Which kind of makes me wonder how the hell they got jobs in the first place. But the Bears...
The Raiders are desperate. That's literally your answer. The Raiders are desperate.
Yeah, but what's the Chargers' excuse?
They suck. That's their excuse.
That's a legitimate excuse. Poor Justin Herbert
He's
is
about
just
to become
wasting
Philip
away.
Rivers 2.0, and I hate it. Like, he's actually a good player. He's gonna become Philip Rivers 2.0.
Yeah, he's being wasted away in LA Junior. And I mean that loosely. Also,
worst collapse of the week. What's your vote on the worst collapse of this NFL week?
Well, let me first start by saying number one. And Hit Kid brought this up. He asked this question. Right now, who's the fraud? Buffalo. The way how they lost to New England is just ugh. Just ugh. I mean, just ugly. And then gotta look at the way how San Fran lost to Minnesota. Do you have to consider them as frauds? Do you have
one team has an injured secondary, so I can't say they're fraudulent. It's just an injured secondary is going to leave you vulnerable to getting cooked. As we found out, if you don't keep your secondary healthy, Jordan Addison decides he wants to put his nuts all over people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
sorry, Pedro.
No, I'm
sorry you had to be a victim of that week.
I'm for me, fantasy is pretty much, I'm just going through it week by week. Yeah. I thought McCaffrey wouldn't have played. Like, if I'm like San Fran, I'm like, I'm gonna let McCaffrey sit a week because obliques are a bitch to deal with. Them things being a
probably should have kept them on the roster.
Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at it right now. They're down. Like they just been consistently guys who are like big to their team. Like in that Monday game, they didn't have Trent Williams, they didn't have Womack, and they lost Samuel. Party's not playing. Like it's these small little injuries to teams that just or one key player that can mess you up for the entire year.
Let me also add about what happened with the Green Bay Denver game. It was the Tom Grassi Brandon Perner Bowl. And basically Denver just beat Green Bay. Do not ask me how, because again, just a travesty of its own.
Mid.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that game was. Extreme amount of mid.
Yeah. Needless to say, Jordan Love was not feeling the love that day. Let me also bring up that fans in Tampa Bay were treated to the Fizberry Bake Off. Just exactly as I feared, because not only was Baker Mayfield cooking turnovers, but Hitler was pretty much doing the same thing.
I'm
Both of them
also
were just tossing out cookies left and right. You get a cookie. You get a cookie. Everybody's getting cookies. And
I'm
I
also
just said,
looking at the injury report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker's questionable. Vita Vea is questionable. Godwin's questionable, and Feeler is out.
hey, that's not gonna be good because Tampa Bay got Buffalo tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Meanwhile, we have Braylon Spector who's out. We have Quentin Morris who's out, and Dawson Knox who's out for Buffalo. Oliver is questionable coming into this game. Everyone else, if you see them on the injury report, they're all good to go. Even though that Josh Allen's injury is to his right shoulder.
Now, with that being said, I'll address Pedro's question on the biggest collapse of this week.
Yeah.
You should already know the answer. It's Detroit. They have no business getting ran over by the injury-prone Baltimore Ravens. But somehow they made the Ravens look like a Super Bowl caliber team. The way they ran them over. No hesitation. No lubrication. This is complete annihilation of the Detroit football team. I have never expected that in my entire life.
Actually,
38-6.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at the injury report for you guys. It's actually surprisingly light now. Like, you have survived the wave. Pretty much.
Yeah, but this is
Roquan,
Baltimore.
This is Baltimore. You are right there.
Yeah,
But you get 3
their
DNPs.
strength and conditioning is just there for decorations.
Yeah. I'm looking at it though. Roquan DNP, Marcus Williams DNP, Keaton Mitchell DNP. Seymour was a light participant in practice today, and Tylen Wallace was a full participant in practice.
Hey, Baltimore, I have a suggestion for you. It's a little out there, but you might want to heavily consider it. Dalvin Cook.
Actually, not a bad shout. If Dalvin's willing to work for it, not a bad shout.
But the thing is, what
do you have to lose at this point? What do you really have to lose?
Yeah, good point.
Honestly,
Let's go ahead and look forward to week 8.
Yeah.
Week 8 time.
Now, I've already brought up.
I
already brought up the Buccaneers and Bills game. That's going to take place tomorrow on Prime Video.
In the land of the smashing tables.
As you mentioned, it's the Buccaneers and the Bills.
Also, to start off our Sunday, we got the Rams and the Cowboys.
Rams-Cowboys starts it off. The way I'm seeing it is Saints-Colts, Pats-Dolphins, the New York Derby.
What's really starting it off is the Tank Bowl. It's between the Texans and the Panthers.
Number one,
I can't call the Texans a tank bowl because they're in second place.
They're second place in the division, and CJ Stroud looks like the one.
Yeah,
that guy
I
looks
won't
like
consider that to be a tank bowl, but I'm
going
back.
The Panthers fulfill that part.
Yeah,
the Steelers don't.
Let me just go ahead and bring this up. I'm going by ESPN's lineup, and they had the Rams Cowboys first at 12 o'clock. These are all 12 o'clock games, by the way. Well, 1 p.m., 12 o'clock Central. We got Rams Cowboys on Fox. We got Vikings Packers on Fox. I'm really, really hoping that.
Did I just hear that correctly? Saints Colts.
Yeah, the Saints and the Colts, they're playing over on Fox.
Hey, yo, bitch ass quarterback better fucking go off. Cause I gotta play Gardner Minshew in fucking Money League. So he better fucking play.
I was gonna say, Carter, I sent you something.
if that bitch throws 3 interceptions, Cody, I'm coming for you next week again with the same fucking toxic energy that I've had since I've been on these podcasts. I hope
Oh
you know
boy.
What should we make? Like a
Going for people's
Jamal
heads,
Bedlam
I like it.
toxic session?
Hey,
Don't make it a gimmick because then I gotta keep up with that. I don't feel like doing that. I just do it whenever I feel like it.
I sent Cody a video because for the fantasy football players who just bet on players, well, I sent Cody a video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bust Anonymous.
Hold on, man. Wait for it to continue the process.
All right. I know what you're going to say. Really, Calvin? Okay, what am I going to say? You're going to say I'm not trying hard enough, I'm probably gambling and betting against myself, and I was a waste of a fantasy draft pick. Yeah, you're pretty spot on. You just forgot the... Fair. But I just want to tell you, you're the one that's stupid. Excuse me? Yeah, you and all the fantasy owners. You saw one video of me running fast in training camp and decided that I should be a 3rd-round pick after not playing for a year and a half. How is that my fault? Well, I mean, you can't... It's not that, it's just, it's more than... You realize that was dumb, right? It was a little dumb, but you were still a 1,000-yard receiver at one point. Figure it out. Meanwhile, I'm not sure Devonta Smith is gonna hit 1,000 yards ever again. Welcome to fantasy jail, Devonta. Hey, look, I'm Chris Olave. You have the right to remain silent. Good to see you again, Pitts. Yeah, sorry I had a couple good games. Don't let it happen again. The entire Chargers offense. Look, I know the Chiefs defense is pretty good this year, but you guys gotta tighten it up. Justin Herbert, your injury is on your non-throwing hand, so I'm not sure why you suddenly turned into Phillip Rivers. Hey, Phillip Rivers was good. Late career Phillip Rivers. Oh. Keenan Allen, I guess we should have known your hot start was unsustainable considering you are 87 years old. I'm 31. Same thing. And Austin Eckler. Breaking the fourth wall here for a second. This is very awkward because you follow me. So I'm gonna go easy on you. I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings. After all, you've been hurt enough this year anyway. Speaking of hurt, my head hurts. Yeah, we know. Or at least we do now. Can you tell your coach to stop being such a deceptive turd? Man, he doesn't listen to me. Clearly. Anyway, take an Advil and maybe next time you won't be the Bust of the Week. I didn't like that. No one does. Tua and Mostert. Crazy what happens when you can't run around defenders like they're traffic cones, huh? You guys play one real team and go from the greatest show on turf to the 2008 Detroit Lions. Maybe Dan Orlovsky will come play for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a truly rare appearance today. Cooper Kupp is joining us. Hey, Cooper is here because the Rams finally have another good receiver, so we can't just target hog his way to a good stat line every week. Didn't you say last week Puka Nacua was a fluke? Don't point out my inconsistencies. By the way, you definitely don't deserve to be called Hollywood anymore after being here for 2 straight weeks. Your name should be a much sadder, more depressing location, like Cleveland Brown. Oh, I get it now. That's why their franchise is so depressing. Would you look at that? We're 4-2. How depressing can we be? Very, when your season ultimately amounts to nothing and all you have is Mr. Touchy-Feely and his $1 billion contract. And last but not least, we've got a couple running backs. Aaron Jones, congrats on being the only running back all year to not completely torch the Broncos defense. Maybe we can line up an even softer defense for you next week. Try and schedule one of the local Pee Wee teams or something. And Josh Jacobs. I'm convinced that if your mother's life was on the line and the only way you could save her was by rushing for more than 80 yards, that poor woman would just start picking out headstones.
Jesus.
No chill whatsoever. No chill, nothing but shade.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is,
that last one was fucking wicked.
It's a tough week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real tough week for some of these players.
Yep.
I will sit on here on this lap, but Keenan Allen being a bust. That is a little crazy, considering he's like the only Charger wide receiver on that whole team.
Oh boy, let me continue on with our schedule. We got the Falcons and the Titans.
The battle of extremely mid.
That is one very good way of putting it. We also got the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Now, this game right here, I got a funny feeling that the Dolphins may do what they do best with the Patriots, and that's just fucking run around them.
See, you could say that, or they could end up like the Bills and somehow lose to Mac Jones, which...
Oh, jeez.
That would be hilarious. Bad for me because I got to deal with the Patriots fan, but hilarious.
Now, we do have an all-New York showdown.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, jeez.
It's the Jets and the Giants.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna bet on the Jets.
Yeah.
Honestly, should.
I'm gonna bet on the Jets this week.
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
that would not be
and I'll
surprising
be
at
real
all.
with you. The Jets, if you look at them, despite the fact that they lost Aaron Rodgers, they look slightly better than what the Giants are feeling.
What do you mean, Wilson Aaron Rodgers? That motherfucker is starting to get better. Holy shit. He was on the Pat McAfee show saying he didn't.
You know what I meant, Hagen.
I know. Can I fucking finish? He talked about on the Pat McAfee show saying he forgot his crutches at home. He didn't. He put a story out saying he thought he had them at the airport in his car. He didn't. He left them in his house. So and they were saying like, okay, that's like like people like that. Sorry. It's like a saying like, okay, I don't need to be on crutches anymore.
If the Jets somehow are playoff contenders by the time Aaron Rodgers comes back,
that's scary. That's scary.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the Bills, I'm looking at the Dolphins, and I'm looking at the Patriots, and I'm going, maybe y'all are just horrifically mid.
You're gonna let the Jets come back from the dead and just basically just run over you.
That team was one of the grittiest teams in the NFL with what they've had to deal with this year.
They have Zach Wilson.
Yes, that guy is one of the worst second overall picks in NFL history, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the same guy who can't help but listen at the sideline, Stacy's mom. Just want to bring that up. Also, we got the Jaguars and the Steelers. They're gonna do battle in Pittsburgh.
I see. The Steelers should lose that game, but it is also the Steelers, and they're stubborn as all hell for no reason. So,
and they've been
that
pulling
could go a couple directions
all year. The amount of BS this team has been pulling.
To be fair, Pedro, we also have a team that has been undefeated since the London games.
Oh yeah, Jacksonville.
We also
you know who else is undefeated in London? The Baltimore Ravens.
The funny thing about like Jacksonville is whenever they are like down on their luck, you know what? Go send them to fucking London. They come out with 2 wins, and now they're raring to go again.
Yeah, it doesn't help that the AFC South is a joke.
It is absolutely a joke, though. But it's like, what? It's them, and then there's the up and coming Texans, which is just C.J. Stroud, the team.
And then you have the midrific Colts, if you would.
Okay, like my thoughts on C.J. Stroud is that he should have gone number 1. Like I think I said that during the draft process. Like, if you're telling me who did I want out of Stroud and Young, I would have said Stroud. And then the Reich wanted Stroud. I think Stroud. The GM wanted Stroud, but then Tepper and his meddling ass decides we're going Bryce Young. And that's pretty much history from there. Because honestly, this may set the Panthers back a decade at minimum.
Yeah.
These next 2 drafts, you would have been able to get Marvin Harrison Jr. in this draft if you had Stroud. If you had gone and kept your second pick, taken either Stroud or Young, because I think he would have been Young still because of the fact that.
He's here!
Oh, what? You peaked your mic. What the fuck? But no, I'm like my opinions on the Stroud Young debate. It was Stroud all the way.
That was me, Pedro.
I know you peaked your mic. You like deleted your mic.
Because the current mic I have is having issues. I'm accepting the mic, maybe get a new one.
So basically, Stroud over Young. This is
basically Stroud over Young, and the trade that they made was so fucking pointless.
Let me go ahead and proceed on. We got the Eagles and the Commanders.
That's gonna be a hard fought game. Commanders like always putting up a fight randomly against the Eagles for some reason.
Like whenever Washington,
I want to hear his rant.
I'm pretty sure he's busy with his mic.
But no. Speaking on the Commanders Eagles, whenever Washington sees that the Philly is on their schedule, it seems like they activate all of their neurons at once. for that one specific week, and only that 1 week before they go promptly back to going to sleep.
And fucking Philly fans get a heart attack because they're like, "Oh God, are we about to lose to the Commanders? Fuck! Why?
I
Why?"
gotta say, those Philadelphia fans have already gone through enough. They don't want to see another choke. We brought up about the Texans and the Panthers. We got the Browns and the Seahawks.
Ooh, that I honestly say Cleveland, right? I think we're all in agreement. Where I think just like Cleveland's defense mauls Seattle for 4 quarters. Because Myles Garrett may just straight up win Defensive Player of the Year.
My big problem with Cleveland is if their defense is so good, why did Baltimore run through them like a hot knife through butter?
Because it seems like there's always that one team you can't solve. Cleveland, it seems to be Baltimore. Like
that feels like a lie because they figured it out before.
All right, okay, y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you, Jose.
I can hear you better.
Begin.
I have a lot of things I kind of want to talk about, but since you're all on the NFL, I'm just gonna bring this up.
A little bit wait.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get through with this, Jose. Then I'll turn the floor over to you. We got the Chiefs and the Broncos. That's coming.
This is all going to be the Chiefs. That's it's all the Chiefs.
Oh dear Jesus, mate. That we already saw what happened in the previous week.
Perna, you are in for pain.
Pain.
The ride never ends, Denver. You've done this to yourself. Now lie in it.
What are you talking about, Jose? Denver won.
When did they win?
They beat Green Bay. I was gonna say I know they beat Green Bay recently.
They beat.
I'm talking about the Chiefs.
We're talking about this week. We're talking about this week.
They've never beaten the Chiefs. Not in 16. About to be 17 games at this point.
This is just like the amount of alcohol that is about to be consumed in the Denver area is going to be at record highs.
Screw alcohol.
Well, at least you have one championship team to be proud of.
Yeah. I was going to say, screw alcohol. They're going to need a lot of pot. We also got, we got Jamal's Ravens. It's about to get ready to send the Cardinals out to the nest.
Oh, boy.
I would hope so, but Baltimore is also another team that gives heart attacks for no reason. So they could blow up the Lions, but then struggle against the fucking Cardinals.
Dobbs playing. My question.
I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss them all off, and I'm going to say it now. I hope the Ravens choke against the Cardinals for some reason. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I hope it does.
No, there's only one way I see that choke happening, and is if Joshua Dobbs is playing that football game. Because whenever he seems to be playing that for Arizona, they seem to get some bullshit superpowers at the most convenient of times.
And this is the one team that would give them enough time to get that bullshit superpower at the last possible minute. So I will hold my breath.
All right. We also have the Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to do battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
This game is up in the air.
Protocol. That's great.
Yeah,
this game is up in the air now.
It's up in the air now. CMC's back at 100%. So actually,
Sam Darnold's playing.
Like, to be honest, and I'm gonna say this: if CMC's playing and the rest of the skill players are fine, any quarterback in the NFL can play for the San Francisco 49ers and they'll still play fine.
Who's their second QB?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing on Sunday.
Oh God,
Dan, you're fucked. Yeah. You're fucked. You are
he's gonna be seeing ghost.
Dan, you're fucked.
Like
we got the Sunday night football game. We got the Bears and the Chargers.
Oh, dear.
Give me a second.
This is a primetime game, Michael Jamal.
Yeah.
That's not a tank bowl. That's just mid as fuck.
A mid bowl.
Shut up, Hagan.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is a mid bowl, just pure mid.
Moving on.
Yeah. In the Monday Night Football game, we got the Raiders and the Lions.
Why do the Raiders get a Monday Night Football game?
So
Because we
the
all
rest
got a
of
suffer. That's why.
yeah, that's what I say. So the rest of America can see how bad Josh McDaniels is.
Mind
Do you really need
everyone
multiple
knows.
games? Do you really need
I'm not
multiple
ho-
games to see how
I'm
bad?
not only hoping that Detroit beats Las Vegas. I hope they fucking crush them. Okay.
I saying so. All right. Well, now, Jose, you want the floor, so the floor is yours.
Okay. So there's like a lot of things I gotta go through, right? But I think I might as well start with from what you, Brandon, Cody were talking about from the top of the show.
Yeah.
About the World Series, about being the Rangers and
The Diamondbacks.
Arizona. Yeah, the Diamondbacks. I expected the Lone Star Showdown to go to 7. I expected because it was neck and neck. I didn't expect the Rangers to literally like destroy the Astros in Game 7. That was gross.
Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie there.
Yep, hold on a minute. There we go. Okay. Philly had 3 chances. 3 chances. They had 3 chances to put down Arizona. But they single-handedly brought them back up from the depths of hell and like, hey, come, we need a fight. But they're like, okay, we'll give you a fight. Philly, what the hell are you doing? I had you at 5. Because you not only could you have beaten them, you would have crushed them in 5. But you single-handedly brought them back up for Game 6. They won that. Then you needed to win Game 17 and get back to the World Series to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. Well, it seems like it is because apparently you turned into the Boston Bruins. Congratulations. You've become the meme of memes in Major League Baseball.
Damn.
All that time for fucking nothing.
Hold on.
Ain't there more of the Braves and the Dodgers?
Yeah.
No, don't even.
Hold on, Jose, because to be fair, Philadelphia, by the way, we can say one thing about the city of Philadelphia. They are always open because they never close. For some odd reason, every opportunity they had to close, and they couldn't get it done. But that's beside the point. To say that they're the meme of memes, come on now, that's unfair.
Well, if they weren't, then it would have easily beaten Arizona. I'm just saying. They could have easily crushed them, and you know why.
Look at this way. Because it's almost time for us to turn out the lights here. But look at this way, Jose. You get what you always wanted. Chaos.
That is true.
Absolutely.
I am secretly smiling, so there is that. Why not have the chaos? Yay.
Absolutely. So you get.
I said this at the top of the show, and I'll say it again. If Corbin Carroll's not NL Rookie of the Year, those voters are fucking idiots.
Yeah, Senators. He pretty much earned that award, especially this series alone. We want to thank. First of all, we want to thank Jamal and you, Pedro, for joining us this evening.
Yep.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and being here with us. Fellas, we are next week is episode.
We're literally 7 days away.
Yeah. But actually, it's going to be 8 because Jacob asked me to move the show to Thursday so that he could be here.
Okay.
So episode number 100 is going to be next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Next Thursday at 5 o'clock.
November 2nd.
Yep. November the 2nd, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. We're going to be here, like everyone in there. Mama's going to be here. 100 episodes. Now, you would have told me that we'd get to this point when this show got started. I would be going, yeah, right. But here we are. The zany cast of characters. The The Island of Misfit Toys. Push it to 100. And next Thursday, we're going to hit that mark. It's going to be very, very interesting. First of all, to the ones that's following us on our live chat, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you see, subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe to our channel, hit that bell so that you will be notified whenever this show goes live. Yeah. Enough of the bell. Hit the cheers.
You're welcome.
I think that maybe hit the cheers music.
Oh, hold up.
Huh? Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. So.
And also, Jose Miguel. As you probably just heard, this season is Dusty Baker's final season. Anything you got to say about him?
Well, he won a championship, so at least he can go out with a ring.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us this evening. Like we said, we'll be back here next Thursday for episode number 100. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very fun. All of our friends are going to be here, and we're going to do a whole lot of celebrating. Hopefully, I hope we can stay sober throughout the show.
Doubt it.
I know one of us will be drunk out of his seat, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, that is
looking at you, Hagen.
If Walt, I'll be honest with you, if Walton ever jumped into this podcast, he would be chewing you out because you shaved him.
He would not handle this.
Yeah, he would chew you out because you shaved. That's just me.
We thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Until next Thursday, for Brandon, for Jose, for Cody, I'm Sakai saying good night, everybody, and we'll see you on down the road. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night, everyone.
Bye.